Can you hear me?
Yeah, who is?
Yes, yes. Is that Pat?
Pat McCann, the man with a plan.
Wow, Pat. Wonderful for you to join us. Where are you now?
I'm in France, outside of Paris, at the country house.
Okay.
Wow,
Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah, thank you.
good.
So,
Where are you, Richard? Are you still in Canada?
oh yeah, I'm in Montreal, and
Okay,
yeah, we're going to catch up on projects that are developing now in Shanghai and
okay.
on Vancouver Island, and also in Norway.
Yeah,
Um, that's at a minimum. We're hoping, of course, for multiple projects. So, it's possible for anyone that wants to join in the PODnet, cooperative to participate. Right, we're looking for multiple projects and for people to get the technology out there, right, happening with
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, yeah. If the time is right, in France or wherever you are,
Well,
um,
that's why I've been keeping up
welcome.
with all of the different progress events you've made over the years and waiting for a definitive structure to be prototyped and deployed.
Pat, well said, man. I think that's what everybody is saying, and thank goodness, we're now, I would say, I think yes, thank you, Aubrey. And Aubrey, maybe you should introduce yourself. So look, Pat, one of the big changes here is I'm partnering with Aubrey, and
Good.
we're developing these two projects. This one is for the farm. Yeah, this is for the
Yeah.
backyard. So we call this PyraPOD, our company in Kelowna, BC, where Aubrey's living. Aubrey, why don't you explain here? And of course, Aubrey's building this in his backyard. So
yeah. This is the one I'm building in the backyard. I got the frame finished. Right now, we are asking the manufacturer in China to do the covering, the
Hmm.
cover. Yeah, as you can see, double layer cover. Before we put the bubble generator in on the top, now we move it down, make everything
Okay.
so easy. And this is the bubble generator on the right hand side. This is just pull out the dimensions, the shape. As you can see, it's we got four bubble generators, and yeah. So
Is it
basically,
built?
yeah, the frame is built, and yeah, actually, if you come to our website, you can see the real, feed, camera, yeah, webcam.
Okay.
Um, um, so this one is in production. I'm waiting for the cover to arrive. Yeah, and this just simply show the different parts. How the cover assemble together. We use zippers so that we
Hmm.
can replace the inner uh, fabric if we need to. Yeah. So yeah,
Okay, that's a good idea.
yeah, and note that I have geothermal, built in underneath the retaining wall. Yeah, we have I
Hmm.
dug 4 feet down, and then put the pond liner, then add water and rocks. So the rocks support everything, right? The water
Hmm.
as the thermal mass. This is important. By the way, I'm located in Kelowna. Yeah. Sometimes we have -20. In the winter time.
Wow.
So yeah, for that reason, yeah, I'm preparing to bring this to Calgary, which is even colder. So thermal mass is
Good.
important. Yeah. That's it. And just a simple platform shelving. I'm doing sandponics. So I already got the sandponics running. So I'm just waiting for the cover. That's it. Then
And what are the dimensions of the floor?
The floor 17 by 17.
Meters or feet?
Feet.
Feet.
Yeah, and the height from here to the top, that's also 17. But
Okay.
because the city only allow any structure to be less than 15.7 feet, so we make the above ground to be 15. Yeah, that's why.
Smart.
Yeah. So anyway, this is it. Any questions?
No, so far so good.
Yeah.
It must be difficult getting parts out of China with the logistics deliveries problems.
Yeah, but we use the cover is fast. They made a cover actually for me before. I tested, didn't work. Right, they need to fine tune. It took only 9 days to get here.
Did it come by plane?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The cover, the cover is very light and rolls up, in a small package, so we can air freight it anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Good.
And the other thing, for those who don't know the bubble flow, right? Yeah, I can quickly explain a little bit, just let you know how the bubble can be pushed up, right, and down. So basically, once you see the fan, that means that's the area that the fan is going to draw air from this section, and then produce bubbles in both. You see, both from here and here. So you can imagine the bubbles, pushing, produce here, and then fill this area and pushing up. You see, while the pressure is slightly increased, the pressure here is dropped, right? So because of this slight pressure difference, so you're gonna see the bubble flow.
It creates a circuit.
That's right, circuit. Yeah, and that's why we have 4 bubble generators, on 4 corners, right? Yeah, and that's total fill, right? That's and then if you want certain side to be filled, then you can shut down, 2, right? In this case, in this case, it's a huge file. The door is facing east. So the left side is south, the right-hand side is north. So, yeah.
Jeff has just joined the call.
Okay.
And Jeff has been working with us recently, since a little while now, doing SolidWorks. The images you see here are in SketchUp, and so we're now putting together the SolidWorks for manufacturing, and I think Jeff could do some, some.
Yeah. Jeff can share.
Would you like me to share my screen, or?
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay, there we go. Hey, Jeff.
Yeah. So, did you want to talk about this, Richard, or?
Oh, sure. Yeah, just give us a look, see how we're doing, because everyone is interested.
Yeah, Jeff is working on the PyraPOD. That's a large version. Yeah, not the backyard version. Yeah,
so this is a prototype, and it's designed to be 4 modules.
Jeff, I don't think we can see your screen for some
Oh.
reason.
I can see it.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I can see it.
I can see it just fine.
oh,
Okay then.
okay.
Yeah, so this is a prototype just as a proof of concept. And so in that case, we've made it 2 modules wide, so 4 meters here to here, and 4 meters here to here. And then we just made it square, so it's 4 meters in between the end braces and the middle brace. And then this is expandable. I also have a larger version, but this is just to lay out the roof and figure out the ducting of the how the material is going to go over it. And this is Richard and I were talking yesterday, so we're going to be changing how the connections and stuff are laid out on this. So this isn't accurate in terms of final design, but I should have that in the next few days. So the basic idea is that we've got frames that will be, able to be repeated, and they're going to be laid out with a truss supporting the structure in that direction. And to give you an idea of what that's going to look like for a large commercial sized operation, it would be something more like this. So in this case, we've gone to the 6 meters between each of the frames, and we've got 8 complete cells. So there's 9 frames from front to back here.
Okay.
And this would be 48 meters in length.
So total square meters on the ground?
Yeah, so usable space would be 48 meters by 12 meters. So
480. Okay. Yeah, it's a good size. Great.
yeah. Yeah, and then you can see, like I said, we got the trusses and everything. So these are the 6 meter trusses. And I'm trying to design everything for ease of manufacturability. This is just, as I mentioned, the roof at this point. So what will happen is we will have these footings embedded in the ground. We're thinking about 1/2 meter. And then we'll have a large post connecting this roof portion to the footings.
You're making the trusses out of aluminum?
The prototype we're going to make out of steel. As far as what we're going to make these out of, we're thinking aluminum down the road, probably not initially.
Okay.
Yeah, and if we use steel, we'll be welding the components. If we use aluminum, we'll probably be bolting and using like a template here to pin or bolt all of the pieces together.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
It'll be cheaper to transport, of course, if it's aluminum.
Yes.
Yeah, if we're gonna ship it, especially exporting from China, it would be all bolted and knocked down, and also relocatable. In that
Yeah,
way as
and
well.
also anti-corrosion.
Mhm.
Yes. And where in
Yeah.
China will this be produced?
In Shanghai.
Shanghai. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
I
not,
like
it's not
Shanghai.
the timing, the timing of the call for us here in America and Europe. It's late at night over there, so otherwise,
Sure.
our people could be on the call, and we'll arrange other calls, when we can have a more, participation.
Yeah, they're like 12 hours ahead of you, aren't they?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly 12.
Yeah.
Opposite. So it's
Well, since
2
we
a.m.
last spoke, Richard, I worked briefly for a Shanghai company,
Uh-huh.
and I actually visited Shanghai. Beautiful city.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I was hired in November of 2019, and COVID hit
Mm-hmm.
in January of 2020, so the work never continued, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you have any questions or whatever you want to zoom in on anything, let me know. But otherwise, I can unshare the screen or something.
Good for me. Looks good.
So basically, that kind of module, we're building 12 meters wide with 3 of those caps. Each of them are 4 meters, so we get 12 wide. We get 48 meters long, and so that gives us 576 square meters in the pilot project scale. That's what we're looking to build that in 3. One in China and Shanghai, one in Canada or America. I think we have Vancouver Island. We may have another 1 or 2 places, and we're looking to do at least one in Europe with Rolf, who is mobilizing in Norway. And hey, Rolf, do you want to say a few words? Yeah?
Yeah, thanks, Richard, and hi everyone.
Yeah.
So I live currently in Norway, as Richard said. I am half Italian of origin on my mother's side. I have lived in Norway most of my life. I have also lived in Bahrain for 1 year and a half, and until COVID hit, I was living in Spain, on the southern Spain, for 4.5 years. Of profession, I became a builder and a developer and an investor within real estate. I was originally in the army, Norwegian army, as an officer, but I transitioned almost by chance into the real estate space. It started on my own houses, where I built myself the second floor of an entire one-family house, and later an entire basement, and also some other structures made of wood myself. So I learned the trade of carpenting, plumbing, and electric work myself. Then this came in handy when I started investing in real estate in Oslo area. And this I did for a decade almost, buying apartment units, refurbishing them and flipping them, until I started importing building materials from abroad to save money. So I started first importing wooden constructions, and then in 2009 I started importing steel construction, steel buildings out of Lithuania into Norway to sell to farmers, to companies. Most of all, it was and still is storage facilities. So I had a little break doing this during my years in Spain, and when I came back last year, because of Spain shutting down, Norway was still open. So we continued our steel business in Norway, and this year it's crazy. We have never had so many orders and deliveries done. So now we are building as much as we can. Norway has experienced a deficit of constructions over a few years, and now, since no one traveled during COVID, people had suddenly a certain amount of money in their hands. So many then saw their opportunity to now build finally. So I met Richard back in 2013. So I have followed Richard's quest to bring this technology to market over those years. And finally, now we see the possibility of getting things done on the ground, having built a pilot project. As Richard said, we want to set up now this 14 meters times 50 meters structure near Oslo, in a central location, which we are negotiating right now. Hopefully we will get a green light. Then it will be situated in a very beneficial area for us, because it's an eco-friendly hub area where they are inviting different eco-friendly and sustainable solutions to build their pilots there. So we will get a lot of exposure internationally and also nationally once we get this approval from the municipality to build there. So it's underway now to get the plot, this area, reorganized. The municipality has to give permissions for this area, which is farmland today, to multi-purpose use. So we don't know how long time that's going to take. So that's the brief summary of where I'm at. I am joining now also in the board for the so-called PODnet community, together with my Icelandic friends, Richard, and US contact of Richard, Larry. And we are setting up, we started actually today with the first meeting together, and we will continue this work to structure the whole concept of PODnet and how it should be deployed, how it should be structured, which technological base we should use, blockchain technology, etc., to make use of the innovations which exist, and have this as a driving motor to drive now this technology into every country. So with my building experience, it comes in handy. So I'm used to building much more advanced building than this ones, but still this is considered advanced because of the technology with the soap bubbles and transparent fabric. It's much easier to build a steel building in my mind. It's much rougher, and nothing breaks. Now the transparent fabric can break, and you can do a whole lot of mistakes here, and things can go wrong. But for a steel building, nothing can go wrong. So anyway, I'm sure my team will be skilled to assemble these units once we find and fine-tune now all the pieces which are needed to build this. Yeah. Any questions?
Thank you. And
comments?
There was one question there. What about earthquake? Well, let's just say, and also Ralph was saying, this is a very simple building, and I agree. We're aiming to have the most simple solution for food security for everywhere in the world, and actually to be able to not be affected by climate change, by extreme weather, by other kind of crisis, right? With water, we regenerate our water. We're energy self-sufficient with these buildings. They run on sunlight. So yeah, we want this to be low tech, really. And
well, I was just trying to tease Rolf when he said that nothing could harm the steel structure, and other than perhaps a very bad earthquake.
That roof can fall on your head, actually, and if it does, you won't hardly notice, being it's a lightweight fabric, right? So
sure,
it's inherently very safe. In the future too, not long, from now, our fabric material will be advanced as well, and it'll be incombustible, right? It won't have any potential to catch fire as well. So that's also a good thing. We're aiming for being secure, a secure food source for the world, and control environment, high productivity, and low energy. By the way, zero carbon footprint, right? Just by the way.
Yeah, I just wanted to pitch in one little comment, which I noticed Pat said in the beginning of presenting himself. You said that you have been following this for a while and waiting, to see the first structures appear before maybe taking actions to do the same thing. Now we are at this stage where Aubrey now has been doing this already in his backyard, and actually there has been built structures around the world for years. In Norway, there was built one structure in 2011, 12, 13, which still stands. It's just moved to another location. There is a company using it for growing tomatoes. So, I mean, the structures are not new. The news now is to make this PyraFarm like a larger scaled PyraFarm. But the whole thing, which I wanted to say, that it's important now that everyone which is interested and eager to get on board orders one smaller unit for themselves to see and test the bubbles and see how the structure functions in different climates, because we obviously would like to fine-tune and develop this for all climates, for all kind of temperatures, all kind of different parts of the world. So if we now step up, several of us, and orders even a smaller unit just for testing, that would benefit the whole group quickly, rather than just Aubrey do it and me and maybe one more. That's not a good idea. It's if we were 10, 15, 20, 30 people doing this at the same time, we would get much more valuable data quicker. Then we could move to full scale manufacturing very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So if
Exactly.
anyone is considering now to jump on board, now is the time. Not next year or 2 years from now and 3 and wait and see. It's now.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of the price for a backyard unit?
Well, backyard unit, let me answer that. The backyard unit, if we, depending where you get it manufactured, right? We're talking about getting it in manufacturing in China, and right now, according to the pricing they give us, the factory, we can sell, say, the simplest version, 12,000. That's the
US
initial.
dollar?
What's that?
US dollar?
Yes, US.
Yeah.
12,000 US, and to start with, just to give, I guess that those who are truly interested, right? They want to test it themselves, and then also demonstrate, right? That's why we started the backyard version, which is smaller, right? Which actually, is right sitting in my backyard. Yeah, can fit almost anyone's backyard, and that way we can, educate people, right? Because a lot of people don't know the amazing things about bubbles, right? They don't understand, So for that,
Sure.
sorry. So for that, we started, the backyard version, and then we have this large version, available also at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been quite an experience of connecting with China through Aubrey. Aubrey's came over and has PhD at University of Illinois, and now we're connected with two of the other PhD graduates in Shanghai that are working with us.
No, they are at
Production company.
UIUC. They had their postdoc research at UIUC. Literally, the three of us at the same place. They stay at UIUC much longer than me. Yeah. I did postdoc for 7 months, but I think they are there. They were there for at least 15 years. So anyway. Yeah, so we're so glad, that they joined, and because they are in China, then they have the credentials, right? They also have experience to take action, take over the fabrication. Before, I had a team which they didn't fully understand the process. They just and even they didn't do what we asked them to do. So that's why we're so glad to have this couple, who have the right credential and the power, right, to make things happen. Yeah, and right in China.
Yeah, Aubrey, I see that Brandur, he has some questions
Okay.
On the chat. If everything is included in the 12,000 unit, and could one make suggestions for the interior? So you can say what is included and not. I assume that you mean there's just the structure,
Yeah.
the skeleton, the transparent fabric, the soap bubble machines, etc. But certainly not whatever you want to grow inside. That's extra.
Yeah. But not just shell. We give you the.
Maybe we should go back to Aubrey. Maybe you should.
Yeah. Let me share.
And go back.
Yeah. Let me
there.
share the screen.
Thank you, Jeff. That was fantastic. A presentation. We really appreciate.
Yeah. Let me share my SketchUp. Okay.
Yeah, basically what we're offering is a kit, prefabricated kit. So it doesn't include things that you would do normally, on site, right? It just includes the prefabricated structure and the cover and the mechanical components, like the bubble machine.
The platform, the shelving. See, basically, roughly what you see here. I had the grow bed. Doesn't include the grow bed for sure. Doesn't include the gutter. I'm testing, right? I'm testing my version.
Yeah.
So basically, the platform, the ladder, right? Yeah, the shelving. Just the basics. To start.
Not the foundation.
Yeah, the foundation. Yeah. Not the foundation. Yeah, not
Not the foundation.
not retaining wall.
Yeah.
Not the retaining wall. Not the retaining wall.
Yeah, not even the foundation. Foundation, you have to do it yourself. Yeah. Well, and
Do you have plans for the foundation, or we just kind of do it by ourselves?
Oh yeah. We would give plans for the foundation.
Okay.
And depending where you are located, right? Whether you are extremely cold or extremely hot, right? So it depends, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to comment one thing.
Yeah.
Because what we're talking about now, we are still in the pre-pilot phase to scale this up to a large manufacturing.
Right.
So obviously, once this is up and running, it will be the exact same operation as if I were delivering steel buildings that we would forge the basic, which would be the main structure, as one kit, and then we would recommend a certain interior for the fish cultivation, for the vertical farming. So then obviously we will source suppliers for all these things as kit number 2. So you can have like a complete package of everything eventually, apart from the groundworks and everything which has to be done locally. This will always be done locally. None of us will ever offer a complete package with everything. At least I don't recommend it, because it's too many details. If you come to a ready flattened plot, and the foundation is ready according to our drawings, this is how I operate the steel buildings. I never do the foundations. I have done in the past, but it takes quite a long time, and we have to go there several times. So I have abandoned it. I never do any more foundations. I just send the drawings to the customers. They build these foundations with local diggers, local entrepreneurs, based on our drawings. And then we come and set up the rest on top. Now, this structure is so easy, so people can set it up themselves. They don't need a building team to assemble. So obviously, there will be assembly instructions. There will be videos explaining how to do things. But these things are not ready now. Now we are still in the process of outlining what we need in order to commercialize this amongst our closest groups around in the world. And then as we go further, then obviously we'll develop all these things extra, which makes life easier for everyone.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, let me follow up on that. When we say closest groups, well, we mean the people who are joining the POD Enterprise Network we call PODnet. Okay, what is that? Is a network of people working with the inventor, working with me, right? And we have an open source licensing. So we're there to be a service, right, to the world, right? Maybe we want to provide various type of commercialization. Some of our commissioners only want to sell. You know, they say, where's the product I can sell? So we welcome that. They'll set up a business, and they will sell products. Whoever is producing them, maybe products produced in China, maybe products produced in Norway and in Lithuania, wherever we can have production. We bring all of this together basically in the POD Enterprise Network is the global cooperative. So open source technology development and then cooperative global enterprise network. Okay, that's the commercialization. And we look for the co-missioners of PODnet. These are the people who work together to build the cooperation, right? These are the founders of PODnet. And so on this call, we have quite a few, right, of these people, and also others who would like to join, right? So when you want to join the network and be part of this, we can discuss with you how do you do that? And when you join, then you have access to all the technology because we have a technology pool, right? We have an open source foundation, and then we also have a technology sharing. You know, it's a principle of sharing. This way, we can have a very large, vast enterprise network where everyone can thrive. You know, everyone can make money using the technology, deploying the technology, maybe manufacturing, whatever their skills are. They can join in their own country, in their own region, and they will get help from the commissioners, from the people who built this, built this organization, this cooperative organization. And our headquarters, as we're just meeting and discussing earlier, of PODnet in Iceland, and with Ricky here and Brandur, and really, I would say, Ricky, if you're here, please also do join in and let's say a little bit more about PODnet, and how we're looking to establish it, basically.
Ricky,
are you on the call, or Brandur?
Brander is also.
I'm here.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, I was just. Sorry, I was actually writing a comment to post in the text.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna post it anyway, and then I'll tell you what I was gonna write.
Okay.
But
Sure. Okay. Now see
yes,
it.
I agree with what Rolf was saying. That I think it's really important for us to think about how the process for localizing every stage of the completed pod will be, and I imagine that will fall to the commissioners of each area. But what I'd really like to see is like a complete package available from trusted sources, whether that be from China or Canada or wherever, so that like new podpreneurs won't be stumped by, if some aspect of the interior or the exterior or the groundwork or something is unavailable in their locale, that we have some international supplier that is able to respond to that. So that was what I was gonna continue writing. But as regards to the organization, as Rolf mentioned, then I think starting out now, finding some people that are committed and willing to put time and attention into kind of making sure that everybody is talking to whoever they need to be talking to, and that we develop a clear and concise roadmap that everybody understands, that we can then follow and make sure that we delegate out any roles that need to happen, and then I think if we don't have that, then it gets a bit chaotic and challenging. So yeah. So
Is there any representation in Southern Europe at the moment?
was there? I'm not sure.
No, I think not. I think that's Pat, right? Pat, you asked? Yeah. Yeah, Pat, would love to have you, for example, to move forward and joining with this stepping in where we're at, right? So we really need the pioneers, right? We need the pioneering spirit here. We need the enterprise people to
Sure.
join. So we're not looking for customers right now. We say we're working with our close partners. So PyraPOD as a startup is one of the startup companies, right, in the group. And of course, we're focused, and I say we because I'm actually partnering with Aubrey, the two of us are. We've developed these products, right? We're happy to provide these products globally. Yeah. And that's our goal. So,
let me pitch in one thing, Richard. Because since Aubrey came into the picture, now he has done a tremendously good job. I mean, really, really good when it comes to 3D draw the things which are in Richard's mind. So, those two working together now for a few months has been the turning point for myself. Okay. Because now I see that Aubrey, which is really, really skilled in drawings, he has managed now to really outline the details of something which we see is tangible, is doable. This is really productable. We can produce it. Now they're working with SolidWorks to fine tune everything, which will be the transitions, all the bits, small bits and parts. So now finally, in my mind, we have, or they have come to, or I say we, I consider myself part of the group here. So I say they and then I say we, but it's we.
Yes,
I have invited, or they invited me to partner with them to bring PyraFarm to Norway. So that's my goal, is to build a larger scale unit here in Norway to actually grow food and actually start producing big scale, 1 unit, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 100, whatever, because Norway is a perfect climate, in my mind, to test this, because we can make farmers become more self-sufficient when it comes to all year round manufacturing, as opposed to now, where we have snow and ice cold weather several months of the year, and greenhouses are too expensive just because you have to heat and cool so much. So now this comes in a right timing, where Norway is experiencing, as we speak, a decline of a number of farmers which are producing food. Every day, 2 farmers quit. They give up. They can't meet the competition with the large, super large farms in the EU. The government is giving too little subsidies, so they are fighting and shouting and screaming on a daily basis. So this solution now comes in a very timely period, where Norway now is on the brink to give up on being self-sufficient with food production. So we have the possibility of entering here in Norway to farmers across the country, which will be our partners. And when I say partners, I mean physical partners. This is the vision for us to bring this to market in Norway, is that we partner with each farmer. They already have the plot, they already have the land, they have too much space, which are not utilizing well enough. So by bringing all year round manufacturing at really low cost, really simple technology as partners, meaning they source the land, we source the material, we partner with manufacturing, and then we profit share. We split the profits. They will earn more than they have ever done before, so they will be dedicated. We will bring fresh food to Norway instead of importing it from Netherlands, the Netherlands and Spain, many months of the year. So less trucks entering into Norway, less traffic on our roads, more short transport food production from production to outlet in small regional outlets everywhere, which consume or absorb the produce and sell it directly to consumers. So we jump over some middlemen and take away some of the costly, unnecessary middle men out there who just actually make the farmers earn less than they should. So this also is a political discussion on a daily basis right now as we speak. So I can't speak for every other country, but there surely are other countries which are experiencing the same. Maybe Sweden, maybe some other cold countries. But at least this is the situation for Norway. So this is how we will roll out this in our Norwegian market. Now, you guys, you figure out how your markets are, and you figure out if you should find customers, partners, if you should do distribution directly, or however you want to structure it. This is up to each and every one of you. There is no boundaries, there is no constraints, there is no restrictions, there's only possibilities, and you do whatever you feel, and then you just give the good ideas to everyone else in the PODnet organization. So someone will pick up and say, hey, this is a great idea, I will do the same thing in my country. Or another one has another great idea in another country, which will be adopted in a third country. So this is the whole idea with the PODnet organization, to spread good practices to those who are receptive and would like to do it that way. If people don't want to, we're not going to pressure anyone with a gun to their head.
No.
It's volunteer. But we're giving people the opportunity. And now is the biggest time ever.
Yes.
The opportunities are greater than ever in history right now as we speak, in this split second.
Yes.
With the COP26, Paris Agreement now is old but still valid, and climate change, everyone is screaming for a solution. And guess what? We have the solution right in front of us.
Yeah.
We can sleep, we can run, we can take a rocket ship. This is up to each and every one, and we can spread this to everyone else who might be interested.
Yeah.
And this is the PODnet solution.
If I may take a minute or two to introduce myself.
Okay.
And thank you for what you just shared, because it is an exciting project, and perhaps the time has finally come. Now, Richard and I have known each other over 20 years.
Ooh.
And I was first introduced to Richard by a common friend 20 years ago when there was a natural disaster in some country. I forget the details, but the outline was that there was this natural disaster and there was an earthquake, and there were these people trapped on top of a mountain, a whole population, and the roads were destroyed, and they're going to have to spend the winter on the top of the mountain in tents, in army tents with no insulation. And I saw Richard's idea for the pod 20 years ago in the context of humanitarian relief.
Yeah.
And that's what tugged at my heartstrings, and that's why I've been following the project for 20 years. So, by way of introducing myself, who am I? And to say that I am a diplomat today for an African country. I work with the Prime Minister of an African country. So not only are there possibilities in Europe, but there's also in Africa, which is less urgent because they have such fertile land and they've got good climate in most places, except the very arid regions. But that's another subject. So I'd like to suggest also that there is the commercial application, but not to forget the humanitarian aspect of this technology. I call our technology because I've been a diplomat, as it were, for Richard for 20 years. So I've held it very close to heart. I'm a serial entrepreneur. So when I had money, the project wasn't ready. And when the project was ready, I didn't have money. So I've always stayed in touch with Richard, and I firmly believe in this technology. And I really hope to be part of the team that gets it deployed and serving the world commercially and humanitarian purposes.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah.
You know, I'd like two people on the call. Actually, I'd like to mention Richard Hogan, RE. he's in Ohio, and the pod was sort of birthed really at his organic farm.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also Ross Dickinson.
Ross Dixon.
Ross? Did I say your last name right, Ross?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Ross
Dickinson?
Dickinson, yeah. Dickinson. Yeah.
Okay. And Ross is in Vancouver, and you know, he's the leader of this project, Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
And that's the third project. So we
That's
know
right.
about Shanghai will have a project, Norway, and then Ross. So maybe Ross should say a few words too. Because Ross is interested in Africa too. So Ross, introduce yourself too. And
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Great. Rolf, your passion is infectious. Thank you. I love it. And I share it.
Thank you.
I share it. I think Rolf is point on that this is a fabulous opportunity, and the synergy and the energy here is great to see. We are in Vancouver Island. We have a pretty good climate, but we, like you, Rolf, we have a big corporate has come in and pretty much decimated our local farming. And once Vancouver Island was producing enough to export, and now it has a 3-day food supply chain. And if the ferries stopped or the trucks stopped moving, people in Vancouver Island would be in trouble. So this is indeed a very, very good opportunity. Now, my focus is to bring sustainable change to poverty cycles in Africa, using resources that we have available to us.
Excuse me 1 second. Can we see the person speaking? Can we replace the person speaking?
Yeah, you just tap.
Let's end the screen share, Aubrey, and we bring back everyone on the top.
No.
I'd like to see the person speaking if we could.
Okay. No, you just tap that person. You just tap that person.
No, it's because your screen.
No. You can tap. You can tap anyone. It's.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, so
you can tap. Yeah,
tap
because
the
my
title?
camera is not working, so I'm using that to.
Okay.
Yeah, just tap anyone. You have the control.
All right.
Is that
Okay.
Or,
Yeah.
Okay.
Now.
All right. So
Okay, I can see it's Colonel Sanders.
I'm working on the goatee. Okay, I don't have that part going. It's too white. I feel too old when I grow the white beard.
Okay, Colonel.
But look, Vancouver Island is a great spot, and especially as it integrates in with a project that we're involved with Cowichan Tribes. It's a First Nation there, one of Canada's biggest, actually. And our larger term plan is to bring the Pyra farm to a much larger location, just quite a short distance away, about a half a kilometer from the R&D center that we have, where we have a couple of operating buildings. We're going to be putting up a shrimp farm. We're doing aquaculture, and then have the Pyra farm model there to work and see how far we can get integrating with Richard's ideas and Aubrey's ideas, and possibly some other aquaculture ideas and that sort of thing. So my focus is in energy recovery and resource recovery from materials that otherwise would be sent to landfill. We work with First Nations in North America. We're quite involved in Nigeria to bring a big project going there based on a slightly different combination. Done this around the world over the 35 years I've been involved in this. And gotta say that one of the most significant events in lately has been to meet Richard, to get a sense of his passion to really understand it, to listen to his vision. It's great. It's a great journey that you've been on, Richard, and I'm looking forward to seeing it widely successful. And Rolf and Aubrey, I've gotten to know quite well, and I really appreciate them. And so let's see where this goes. We're very excited. We have the land all set up. We're going to start breaking ground probably within a week. As soon as we get the foundation drawings, we have a site ready for this entire thing, and we're ready to build with local materials or whatever Richard wants. We're going to do it.
Great.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, and there is one other person who really should say some few words. Richard Hogan. I'll say hi to everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
This farm.
Yeah, what a delight! How satisfying for Richard, myself, and others to have